Try to beat Viper, or at least... Oh, wait a second, we've got known issues. They're checking an issue where overall stats decrease when using the Primeval Regression Orb with Hero's Weapon and Armor set equipped. The level of the Upgrade Stats menu increased by using Lacrima does not match the level displayed on status. The amount of Lacrima required for level up increases abnormally. Certain stats in the Upgrade Stats menu drop below 10. Okay, the Hero's Weapon and Armor set provides a +5 upgrade to all stats when equipped. When the Primeval Regression Orb item is used for level reset, with this set equipped, the upgraded stats are applied, resulting in the increase of required Lacrima. Since level reset is intended for new stat allocation, the upgraded stats are misinterpreted by the system. That makes sense. This leads to the overall stats being recalculated to a lower value. Thus, this issue occurs due to a system error in how the stats from the Regression Orb and Hero's Weapon set are calculated. Okay. Conditions for issue occurrence. And when you equip gear that upgrades stats, the Deluxe Edition bonus set applies to this case. Okay, I haven't even gotten that yet. Use the Primeval Regression Orb to reset stats, and then use the Regression Orb again after the reset. That's the conditions for the issue occurrence. Temporary workarounds are avoid the consecutive use of the Regression Orb. Okay, well, just don't use any regression orbs. I haven't done that yet, and so I guess we could wear that armor if we want. Just don't use any regression orbs, and that'll take care of that. All right, we're gonna work on Viper and just try to learn his movesets. I was able to get past his first phase, but I had used all my heals, and then he killed me pretty quick in the second phase. I did notice, though, in the second phase that most of his moves were the same. He just looks different and has a different weapon. So, as long as we get his moveset down, we should be able to beat him. I know I was... relying a lot on Brink guard, or trying to get Brink guards. And I think that during certain moves, it would be probably better just to dodge. There's also an equipment set I noticed that has increased damage against the Dragonkin, and I wonder if that would increase my damage against him. As I said before, I am trying to do this without the summon, because I want that summon trophy at the end, but we'll see. Like I said, a second playthrough might be required. I'm not sure. I don't know, because I'm playing blind. I'm not following a guide whatsoever. Second playthrough might be required anyway, and if it is, then if it does get a little too difficult to where I need to rely on a spirit of advocacy, then I could just, on my second playthrough, play on easy and then beat the bosses that way without using spirits. Um, but I would like to beat it on normal without using any. We'll see. Right now I'm going to check to see if... There it is. Hunter's Helm. The Hunter set against Dragonkin damage increase of 10%. Ooh, I thought it was 20. Well, there is another 15% if you have 4 pieces, but I don't know if I have 4 pieces of Hunter. But that's pretty useful. It's a lightweight set, and it'll give me 25% extra damage against Dragonkin, and an extra 20 attack damage. So we, of course, lower defense. But let's see. Okay, that's 2 pieces. That would give me the 10%. Shoot. Shoot. So I've got 3. It would get me the 10% and the attack damage. But right now I have health recovery increase, which kind of helps. I don't know. Dodge stamina cost decrease, that helps. Got the Ashen, and then the Soul Eater gives me an extra 100 max stamina. So if I had 3 hunters on, what do I not have hunters in? Gauntlets. So I could go with Hound or Ashen. On top of the Dragonkin set. But that would be a pretty low defense. 195 versus 325. And we have to get rid of, if we're doing the Hunter, we have to get rid of the Soul Eater anyway. It's a hard choice. Let's just try it like we have it set up for now. Stamina recovery, yeah, that's what I like. We've got a skill tree.
should have given us control from the start.
Getting a little better.
No. The power of his law.
Keeps breaking my guard, man. It's pissing me off that I don't have more stamina than that. Fuck, dude. I mean, to get through it, I need to save at least 2 heals. So I have to get through his first phase, and preferably only use 1, but at the most 2. I can tell I'm getting better, though, that's for sure. I can do this. My fucking stamina is a real problem. See, my endurance is up at 20. I don't know why I don't have more stamina. I have a dodge stamina, or I have a guard stamina, so it takes less stamina to guard. I have that all the way up. We could try that, because I'm brink guarding all the time. Maybe that will knock him off balance where I can get attacks in. That could be useful if it works well. But, I mean, I've got most of his attacks down. It's a problem of, like, he keeps breaking my guard, and then that's when he gets damage in mostly. So the problem is stamina. So what else can we do to affect stamina? My gear. My spear gives me more max stamina. So does this. So does this. This gives me more max health, and then stamina recovery, 5.8. This gives me dodge stamina cost decrease, and then this gives me more max stamina. I'm not dodging a lot, so maybe we can change the Ashen Wolf set to what? What's better for stamina? Let's see. This will give me more defense and then max stamina. The only set, stamina recovery 20%, is the Hound set. It also gives me a random attribute of stamina recovery, but it will knock my defense down, but not too much, 287, 226, so we're going to switch to that. But that means we need, to get the stamina recovery, we need 2 other pieces. Right? So we've got the Soul Eater Helm and the Soul Eater Pants, so we need Hound Gauntlets. Perfect, 137, so that doesn't drop too much. That'll give me the damage increase. 177 down to... Oof. I don't have a good set of Hound shoes. Or the Hunter set. We've got a Hunter's Vest. And 2 pieces will get me the Dragon Kin. It's just giving me 10% more damage. I don't know, I think the 20% damage recovery will help, or stamina recovery will help more than that 10% damage. So we'll switch back to well, I guess, what did I have on before? Said 177 done, so it's not too bad. We'll try this, see if that helps. Oh, also, this temporary increases stamina recovery rate. I got 16 of them. I'll put it on there, but it's hard to use items when you're in the middle of a boss battle like that, you know? Huh. Stamina cost of attacks are temporarily decreased each time enemies so when they get exhausted. But I mean, that doesn't help too much. What does it say? It says triangle during swift attack. Square during potent blow. Oh, so when I when I press triangle for a potent blow, it does that. Yeah, okay. So I just do the opposite. And then we've added the rod smite for the square after burnt guard. I'll have to remember that. Triangle after the swift attack. we go.
No. The power of Hisma.
Damn it. Well, did a lot better that time. If you hadn't have broken my guard that one time, I would have been able to heal. I can level up, but I want to beat him at this level.
Hisma.
Oh man, okay, well, I'm getting closer and closer. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, his second phase is not that hard. The main thing is I have to time those counterattacks better. I think if I time those counterattacks better, I can get more damage in after the counterattacks, and it'll make it easy. I mean, it's not easy, but... Damn it, I fucked that up. Damn it, yeah. That's... I'm just gonna let him kill me.
Power of his mind.
That's the way. Did you, man? I was able to attack him a whole bunch with the Moonlight stance after I counterattacked him. So that's the way. Okay. I just have to make it through that first phase with only using 2. Just play it smart. damn it, I couldn't. Fuck.
The power of Hisma.
Yeah, that second phase is not hard. I just have to get those counterattacks down. I keep fucking them up. I know I said I'm only gonna go up one level, and it's gonna be in my endurance. Could have gone up another level, but I only want to do the one. So, gotta get the counterattack down, and I can hit him 3 times after that, each time. I don't know, I bumbled that beginning. Man, I could have had it. I only used 2 heals, I was in a good position, I bumbled the first attack, and then I bumbled the one after that. I screwed that up. was so close, guys. That was it right there. I fucked it up. When I went into the dark zone, I didn't know what... I should have just been a little bit more patient. I had him. I had him. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm starting to get a cramp in my left hand. It hasn't even been that long. I'm just tense. I had him that time, man. I had him, I had him, I had him. I wasted 2 heals on bullcrap. I'm letting him kill me. That's not a way I want to start. What the fuck? Kill me. Man. My left hand from the brink guarding is getting a little... it's crampy. Dude, what is going on? I think my heart rate is up because I'm getting so close. I need to take a breath and just calm down. Get some water. Hold on. Damn. I don't know if I can brink guard that one where he brings it down like that. Another close one. That's the key, is to getting both of the counterattacks. And then after that, I just need to have a little bit more health, and I think I can get through it. Definitely blundered the first phase on that try.
Hisma!
Dude, I fucking had that! I even got his stamina down in the second phase. It was set up perfect. I fucked it up. I had 2 heals. Oh, man.
Power of Hisma.
Fucked up that. I mean, I got it. I did great on the first phase. Man. I also have to remember, after he does that swirly shit, and he, like... Just kill me, dude. Have all 4 healed.
The power of Hismar.
Fuck! Oh, yes! I fucking got his ass! Oh, yeah! Oh, man! Woo! Oh, boy! How many tries was that?
For so long, this power had threatened the Empire. The power of Hismar, the Berserk Dragon. Fate chose us to be the ones to defeat him. Me and the great mage Ozma. My closest friend and comrade. We were loyal servants of the Emperor, but that loyalty was betrayed. The Emperor, the nobles who falsely accused me, especially Pavel, they will all pay one day.
The Mage Ozma, a traitor too. Yes. And did you hear what they did to him? Blinded and then executed. Just like a traitor deserves.
Ozma, my friend, I swear we will be avenged. Everything has been taken from me. Everything. This place. If there is a hell, then this is surely it. Emperor Palmyria, Pavel, you will both be dragged down here.
Ooh, look at how much health I had left. Ooh, gnarly, dude. Oh, man, when I saw that I knocked down his stamina, when I saw that red gauge pop up, I was like, fuck yeah. Man, I could have done a lot better in that second phase, though. That's for sure. I don't know if I just get so excited I start choking, but I did so. That's the only reason that I beat it on that try is because I went into the second phase with 4 heals, and when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I have a chance." And then, dude, when I realized when I had to keep using those heals, I was like, "Oh my gosh." Everyone killed my soul a little bit, and then when I realized like how close he was, but then how close I was to death, I was like, oh my gosh. But then that brutal attack circle popped up, and I was like, what? Yes. Ugh. I knew that if I didn't attack him right then with all I had, then you know something might go wrong. But I pulled those brink guards out right at the end. Woo. Tough boss. That's the toughest boss I've fought in a Souls type in a long time. And, you know, with Elden Ring and all of those games, I usually used a summon, but I knew that I wanted to test my skill in this one and try to, you know, do it the hardest I could. Plus, I kept gaining a whole bunch of lacrima. See, I have 40,000 from every loss. I can't believe they give you so much on each loss. But I'm only at level 31, so I wanted to do it at level 30, but I'm sure there's tons of people out there that did it at level 20. But Look at this. The Fallen Lord's Spear for beating the boss at level 35 is only 156 total attack damage. It seems weak to me, except I don't get it though. Underneath it says attack damage 64. And then this says 100. And then, well, I guess maybe because that's a B plus instead of a B, but why is the B plus at 100 and then this is only at 40 on the scaling? That doesn't make sense. They might have to fix some things that they don't even notice is screwed up, because this is level 7. This is the same spear I got from the demo. And for it to be a B plus versus a B, why am I getting 100 points for B plus but only 40 for B? Does that make sense? Because if you look, it breaks it down. It says attack damage with the weapon is 100. Then I get 40 from the scaling, 10 from the willpower scaling. That's 150 plus the extra 6 for the random attributes makes it 156. This only has an attack damage of 64. But the B plus scaling is getting me 100, which makes it 164 and then 184. There has to be something wrong with this spear. That scaling must be wrong, because for it to go from B to B plus, from 40 to 100, that's way out of proportion. So there's definitely something wrong with this spear. I don't think they took it into account coming from maybe the demo. Maybe the scaling for the weapon, because it was in the demo, is wrong. I'm not sure, but something is fishy. And that sucks, because, you know, I'd like to use these new weapons. But so I wonder if I should send that into them. I wonder if anybody's noticed that. And how I would get their attention. I don't know. Their Twitter, or I'm not sure. Isn't it a Korean company? So I'd have to like get a translation or something. I don't know. But something's up with that, definitely. See right here, 20 for B. B plus is twice. So even that is out of proportion, and that, again, is the demo one. See, same with the demo Neglected Greatsword versus this Imperials. B, B plus, 50 for B plus, 20 for B. That's way out of, yeah. So something's wrong with the weapon scaling. And if that's so, if I keep scaling my proficiency, I'm going to end up using this spear the whole game. Now, we'll have to see if we get another weapon at B plus and see what that scales at. If it scales at the same, then we know that then just the proportion in the B to B plus is out of whack, or whether it's just the demo weapon is out of whack. So we'll see. But yeah, see, this is the other demo weapon at level 12, B plus 100. So, yeah. I don't have anything that's B plus that's from the game. I'd be interested to see if I started from the beginning without carrying my save over, if those weapons from just the game, not the demo, give the same attributes. I'm gonna hop on Reddit and make a Reddit post about it and see what people have to say about getting in touch with them. I'm sure a bunch of people figure it out. It'll get done.
That annoying scholar Defrona was right. That device isn't the reason for what's happening in the netherworld. We still need to find the cause of the disruption and stop it. Get ready, mortal. You see this? The restore. Here in the crevice lie the realm of souls and the realm of the living. They were sealed off until now, due to a lack of netherworld energy. Mortals may come and go from the realm of the living, with Charon's permission. In other words, you may bring in those you think will be of use to you. You have done well.
All right. Well, That's enough
I've opened a
excitement
way
for
to
tonight. It's
realm of the living.
9:41.
Lord Charon commands me to help the Phantom. I suppose that means I have to help you too. The realm of the living is now connected to the Embar's temple. It seems there's someone here who wants to meet you. By the authority given to me by Lord Charon, I have brought them into this realm of the living. I suppose that means I can also help others come here. You know about the Redstones, the Codex, or the Lacrima of Circulation? No? Souls meant for the Netherworld are disappearing. What's going on in Embers is just a small part of a bigger problem. Now that you're part of the Netherworld, you can access my Codex. It tracks every enemy you've defeated. It responds to Netherworld energy. You can revisit these battles in a special space, and in that space, you will be able to hone your skill. Mortal, thanks to the work you did in Embers, you are now able to do this. You need a lacrima. Bring it to me, and I'll make...
Alright, that's it for tonight. I'll be back on 7 a.m. tomorrow morning to play more of this. I will upload the boss fight as well, and as a separate video. And I will also be creating a Reddit post. I'll get my laptop out and I'll probably do that tonight or tomorrow. I will put up a link to it on my YouTube or make a video about it. Please hit like and subscribe. Thank you a lot for watching, and peace, love, and happiness to all. See you tomorrow.